Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got videos today from Amala.
We have before.
If I were to give you any kind of advice, avoid getting married, make your own money, do your own thing with your life.
And we have after.
Yes, I am engaged. Yes, I am the same person who made several videos saying that I never had any plans to get married, I did not want to get married, and I did not agree with the institution of marriage. The gag is, I still don't agree with the institution of marriage.
But yet you're gonna get married. I wonder why.
Popular influencer that made her claim on not believing in marriage, not believing in men, is now engaged, and people are very upset about it. So let's talk about it.
Who's upset about it, Amala? People or women? Come on, man.
Yeah, you better.
Can we just target the right demographic of who's upset?
Yeah, you better.
It ain't us, man.
Guys, before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe. Today, we're going to be talking about MJ Gray and having a general conversation about social media
I mean, we've seen plenty of her videos.
personalities and how they can often flip-flop on the very thing that made them rise to prominence.
Correct.
With MJ Gray, she was making a lot of TikTok content about not believing in men, not liking men, being a misandrist, not wanting to marry, and wholeheartedly not believing in the institution of marriage itself. She even advised young women who were following her on TikTok not to get married and to stay single. Well, guess what? Now she's engaged to a
She busted the whole Beyonce, you know, single ladies.
very rich man who apparently she met 9 months ago. And the internet is not taking to this information very well as
Yeah, 9 months ago, and you're still making man-hating content? Yeah, you hypocritical asshole.
you can imagine. Now, I'm going to show you some examples because people are putting together these compilations of her previous ideas and her now current stance on marriage as she is engaged. And we'll lay some groundwork here.
If you marry a rich man, your life will be controlled by him. It's not worth the Chanel bags. It's not worth the Cartier bracelets. It's not worth the fancy vacation. If I were to give you any kind of advice,
This is why I always said it. These women gave advices this way because they never lived these lifestyles. They've never been treated this way. They just say these things, but trust me, if they actually live the lifestyles that these rich women actually get to live with these rich men, they wouldn't say shit because all those rich women aren't coming on the internet to blast their husbands about all of the things that are happening to them, right?
avoid getting married, make your own money, do your own thing with your life.
I'm staying at the Ritz in Paris.
Went on a shopping spree in Paris.
Shopping in Paris.
Told you.
Have you ever been in love?
She's never had the money. She's never had the lifestyle. No one ever gave it to her. Now that she has it, of course. And then, who is the motherfucking simp that is engaged with her? You dumb ass rich mofo. Really?
Hello? What's up?
Yikes. That says this is what $6,000 worth of flowers looks like, by
Just
the way.
bragging
so
about-
you can sort of see the juxtaposition between the two different ideas in this video. She said, don't get married. Certainly don't marry a rich man. He is going to control your life. And now she is engaged to a man who is buying her $6,000 worth of flowers and
Correct.
Chanel bags. And she's staying at the Ritz-Carlton in Paris. We're going to watch some more videos here.
Sit here and tell you how amazing the guy is. You're going to tell me that he's not. I'll see it eventually, and I'm going to get played, and I'm going to get wizard lizarded. If I end up getting hurt, I end up getting hurt. But I'm not going to walk through life with a fucking bubble suit on, bitch, and not make any decisions or take any risks because I'm so afraid of getting hurt. If I had a bowl of M&Ms and there was a 50% chance that one of those M&Ms was going to make my life hell for several years, would I eat any of the M&Ms? Now, maybe that's a risk you want to take. Maybe you were the kind of person who, dreamed about your wedding your entire life. I'm not.
So you can also see there, she was risk averse, I guess, in the beginning, didn't want to enter marriage or a long-term relationship in that way because of the risk of getting hurt, getting divorced. And now she's saying something along the lines of, you should take that risk. I'm not going to sit and be risk averse my entire life because somebody might hurt me. And I should go ahead and point out, it is okay to change your mind on these topics and to develop as an individual and to...
It's hard when you have a whole brand built around it, though.
Hopefully experience true love in a way that makes you motivated to get married to another individual. However, it is a little bit of a different beast when you have been talking to women for a really long time and advising them not to be married because you wholeheartedly disagree with the institution of marriage itself. And I think
until a rich man comes and swoops you off your feet.
We need to have a conversation about that mind change, about how social media encourages these really strongly held takes and then forces them through the algorithm to
well, these takes aren't even they didn't even come up with these things themselves. They've been instilled into them by social media itself, so they think they have to think this way. They don't even really hate men in that way, and because they've never experienced that horrible of men. But the internet pushes them to keep hating on men because it's the algorithm.
Very malleable young minds who are consuming these ideas and then accepting them and allowing these ideas to infiltrate their mind in a way that changes their course of action in life and whether or not they get married. I see a lot of young girls in her comments saying that I've turned down proposals because of ideas that you've shared.
Women are so cooked. Oh my God.
I'm not married, and a little part of that is because of you and the content that I've consumed in watching your channel, which is crazy. You should not allow a TikTok creator to influence you in any way, shape, or form as to whether or not you get married or on any big life decisions that you're making. But this is the reality of the beast that is social media right now, which is why she's catching a lot of heat for these before and afters. And
deserved, in my opinion. Yeah, you ruin people's lives with the advice and the hate that you had, and you actually didn't believe any of that, tell you the truth.
Show one more, just so we can really drive it home.
Like designer things are just tacky. They're just played out. Like, can we do something creative and original?
See, this is so true that she was just a broke, dusty, musty, crusty, hating on women that have the life that she didn't have.
I don't love it. I guess I just don't like the wealth signaling of it.
On a shopping spree in Paris.
Okay.
Like I said,
you guys get it. You get what's going on here. Now we're going to play her response video to all of this drama because she's catching a lot of heat. She posts, "Yes, I'm engaged. Yes, this is awkward. LOL.
Yes, I am engaged. Yes, I am the same person who made several videos saying that I never had any plans to get married. I did not want to get married, and I did not agree with the institution of marriage. Gag is, I still don't agree with the institution of marriage. But in those videos, I made caveats. Under certain circumstances, like if you plan on having children, if you plan on living together, if you plan on buying property together, those are the situations where marriage does make sense. I don't think you should feel like getting marriage is a milestone that you must make in your life to feel like an accomplished person. I don't think it's an accomplishment. I don't think as women you should feel pressured to get married, because when women are pressured to get married, they end up in bad situations. I am in a good situation, and I cannot tell you all of the
because he's rich.
Details of the situation I'm in, because now the situation I'm in involves another person. So I have to maintain privacy around my relationship, and I will be even more stringent about that going forward. I owe it to my partner, who does not have any kind of presence online at all, to protect our privacy as a couple. I am in a good situation. I'm with someone.
And now you're worried that your past is going to ruin your good situation. I kind of hope it does.
Who's fantastic, and I'm in a good situation.
Okay, now you have to think about hearing this as somebody who's probably a follower of her content or a subscriber to her previous beliefs. She's now saying, I know before I not only said that I did not believe in marriage, but that you should not believe in marriage and that you should not be committing to these long-term relationships and allowing yourself to get married to a man. She would share hateful beliefs about men. She would talk down about men in this content and garnered probably millions upon millions of views in doing so. But she has just simply found a good man now. It's a good situation. Her discernment, I guess, is
It's so
superior
much
when
better.
it comes to choosing someone to marry. And she still advises that everybody else maybe question or have skepticism towards the institution of marriage, even though she's going to skip down the aisle and now get engaged to a wealthy man, when even previously she was criticizing wealth and wealth signaling. Now, she has been very forthright in her response to a lot of this. And she's even stated that a lot of what she's posted online was a coping mechanism. And that's what I want to talk about here, because we see a lot of young women.
This coping mechanism is ruining lives. This coping mechanism isn't just for you to cope. No, you're ruining the reputation of men. You're ruining the reputation of a whole sex of group of people just because you're coping. You're bored? Really?
Who are creating this sort of content online, hating on men, saying stay single. Girls, it's your single era. Don't get married. Don't make that a goal in your life. And certainly don't allow that to dictate what you do in life. And oftentimes when we give these women enough time, where do they end up? Engaged.
Correct.
Married. In long-term
Like I said, she busted the Beyonce. Single ladies.
relationships, because the reality is that is what they're searching for. And their content is not guided by a deeply held belief that the institution of marriage is flawed or that they hate men, but it's a coping mechanism for where they're currently at in life, which is typically single, without a man, without kids, without being married. And now that she's met a man that she feels like is worthy of marriage, and she's met a wealthy one at that, she is willing to subscribe to a lifestyle that she previously would have dogged on in all of her content. And I think that's the reality for a lot of the people that we're watching on social media, because
Well, at least when it comes to a lot of the women that we watch, yes, I would assume that is how it operates a lot. Maybe a lot of the men too. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know how genuine most creators are. I know some creators are genuine, but
social media incentivizes these takes, and we use social media as a coping mechanism so often in our lives.
this is why I don't give this the take of what social media gives. You know what Red Pill and the people in the manosphere say? MGTOW, stop dealing with women. That's what they all say. What do I say? Yeah, stop it. If you don't plan on ever getting married, you don't plan on having kids, you don't plan on, building a future with someone, then yeah, MGTOW that shit. But if you want kids, fucking go out there, guys. I think kids are awesome. I think having a family is awesome. I tell you guys all the time, I love my family. I love my family deeply. All my cousins, my uncles, my aunts. Like, it's a wonderful thing to have, and it's a wonderful thing to build. I don't even have my own family, but I think about it constantly. But then I think about, the MGTOW stuff. Like, it's an internal battle in between all of our, desires and minds and risk averseness, right? What do you truly want? Go after it.
We've seen other content creators, just like MJ Gray, go through this same exact cycle. There's a content creator called Drew.
Oh, right.
Meteoric rise to fame was about shitting on men. And I mean truly shitting on men. Guess what? She's engaged, and I think even married at this point, to a long-term boyfriend who she was in a relationship with the entire time she was creating social media
crazy.
content. You watch,
like, to create such man-hating or such things to actually actively go against what your partner is or your relationship. He's a man, but you talk so ill of men.
body positivity creators who tell you to be happy in a fat body, that you can be healthy at any size, that it doesn't matter what you look like. And suddenly, now that GLP-1s are on the market, they are completely slimmed down, or they're on a weight loss program, or now they're dieting, and they've abandoned the movement that they previously subscribed to and told you to subscribe to as well.
And I tell you guys, I always push for families, but even now, as the more I do content, the more I live life, the more I date, I even tell you guys, I struggle with this internal battle with myself. Do I really want a family? Do I really want to sacrifice to find a wife and, raise kids? I genuinely want to. I really do. But then there's the side of me is like, is it going to be worth it? Is she going to take another half of your stuff or all of your stuff again? There's also those things in my mind too. And so I can't genuinely push you guys certain ways other than, what do you guys want? You know, like, then go after those things.
It happens over and over. Even in the leftist space, we've made videos about leftists who hate white men, say that they're the oppressor, that they are colonizers.
That's crazy. I did not know this one.
Status, and not only are they in a relationship with the white men, but some of them are married. Some of them have chosen to go through the long-term legal commitment of marrying a colonizer. I'm looking at the Don Lemons of the world. So how is it that we're getting all this social media content from these individuals, but their life is the antithesis of what they're saying online? It's because social media really incentivizes these awful hot takes.
They do.
And then the algorithm sort of force feeds it to you.
That's why I said it's the algorithm that helps push these things and helps and kind of makes these creators stuck in that way. Like, if I was very extreme red pill, extreme manosphere onto one side, I could probably get more views, in my opinion, because it's the extreme side of things. It's very hot takes. It's very, you know, like, oh, risque kind of thing. But I'm not like that. I genuinely would be called, you know, a Democrat in the 90s, right? Like when Democrats was different and it's like liberalism was so different. I still feel I'm a little bit liberal in somewhat sense, but I'm so conservative in so many other ways. So it's like, it's as you grow up, yeah, of course you're going to change, but it's weird when you're so hard, fast, start on, you know, on one thing and then all of a sudden change directions immediately. Or even you did that. And again, the single ladies thing that the Beyonce just made content just to push this narrative, but behind the scenes, you're married, happy, and doing your own thing.
Based on your interests, based on the problems that you're dealing with in life. And then you end up following a girl and following her lifestyle in not getting married and staying single. And she ends up engaged and married, and largely because of the social media content that she created. Now, as I said, she met this man 9 months ago. She's now engaged. How did they meet? Guys, just wait for it. Give me a guess. They met on TikTok. That means this man saw her TikTok content
and was okay with it.
About not wanting to get married. Pursued her. And now they're engaged to be wed.
Wow.
And where are you? Where are you as a follower of this girl who's a misandrist, who hates men, who's in her single era? You are not in love with somebody. You are not engaged. And you are certainly not in line to be married. Now, this has pissed a lot of people off. Some people are making responses on TikTok. We'll get into at least one of those today. Let's watch.
That lady came on here, built.
It feels like this is about to be a big wave of news and content for us guys. Women upset at this woman for changing her mind.
Her entire platform around how much she hates men. She hates the idea of men. She hates marriage. She hates the idea of having kids. She hates everything about the institution of marriage. She doesn't even want to be in a relationship. She doesn't even want to be in a relationship. She doesn't want to be married. Marriage discussion. Okay? And now she get married. I just feel like y'all should just unfollow her.
Yeah.
And call it a fucking day. Are people allowed to change their minds?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We grow, we learn. I just feel like now you just need to rebuild your platform from scratch. Because this is no longer your identity. Your whole platform was you.
I can actually agree with that.
You hate men. You hate marriage. And now you're getting married to a man. If she was getting married to a woman, I'd be like, okay, understandable.
Gosh.
But to a man, and here's the thing.
This is how much man-hating she's created herself, right? Like that's the spread of this, is the spread of hatred of men everywhere.
I dislike men thoroughly. Okay?
See?
However, I am a lover girl at heart. I dislike stupid men. I dislike hateful men.
So you see how the narratives will just like switch and change and go all over the place. You might have seen the comments on the screen here for this video. Somebody commented, man haters are just the best at finding good men. So we're just going to be creating different narratives based off of the content that we are consuming on social media rather than the reality of what we're living. And the reality that we're living in is there are tons of good men out there in the world. There are tons of bad men out there in the world. There are tons of good women out there in the world. There are tons of bad women out there in the world. And if you are somebody who wants to find love, you can pursue that, and you may or may not find that, but the pursuit is not an awful thing. And I think we're teaching women a lot online right now that the pursuit of love or even wanting love is something that is putting you under the thumb of men. It has you subscribing to patriarchy. It has you centering men in your life, and that you should be decentering men. You should never focus on a man or never focus on wanting love or anything from a man. The reality is most of us want love, both men and women. So if you find somebody on social media who's telling you that's not what they want and that's not where they want to end up, and you should want the same thing too, maybe you need to plug your ears or keep scrolling. And you're going to find this on so many different subjects, these super strong opinions where people are saying never and always, and this is what you should do. 9 times out of 10, those are people.
Hey, guys, I tell you guys, even with single mothers, I tell you, don't mess with them, but there's still nuance. There's always nuance. You never know. Sometimes, she's a single mother, but she changed. She did her thing. She's a good mother. Rachel Wilson is a good one, like a good version, a good example of that. Is she the example I'm going to give every damn time a single mother comes up? Fuck no, right? She is the rarest of rare examples. But hey, maybe if you fuckers out there actually found a single mother of that caliber, why would I be mad at you? Why would I tell you that you're a simp? Why would I tell you you're doing something wrong? That's the other part where I feel a lot of the times we do point things out generally. Of course, we see certain things. We're going to generally think certain ways, but we also don't know the little nuances of that relationship or the little nuances of what's going on. Will it happen the way we predict? Majority of the time, yes, right? Because it's generalized. But are those moments where we are going to be wrong.
People not to be listened to because they are just doing what gets them views. They are just doing what the algorithm has told them to do. And they are just speaking to the exact point that they're at in their life at that moment. And if the right man comes in or the right woman comes in or he makes enough money or he buys the right Chanel bag, suddenly there's an abandonment of everything that was shared on social media prior.
Like when I was in a relationship, you guys saw my relationship a little bit. And I try to remove it from social media and stuff. But you guys congratulated me. I was like, oh, you finally got somebody. Hopefully she's a good one. I had a lot of comments like that. Now we're not together anymore. I also get comments of, it doesn't seem like you're single now again, which I am, But that's the journey of my life, right? And I guess I share it on YouTube, but I try to be very genuine on there to try to tell you guys the things I truly believe in, the dreams I try to move about in life. I try not to sling penis around. Like, am I good at it? Pretty decent. I don't really sling it that often, but I do date often, and I try to find a good mate for myself. And then I have my family also vetting their own thing. And then I think about, do I want my family picking someone that doesn't really speak English? Coming from, my home country, or do I want someone a little bit more English, like Americanized a little bit, just to know the culture, to know how to speak back and forth? Or do I care enough about that it doesn't matter? Like there's little nuances in everything, guys.
That is the nature of the beast. And we are constantly incentivized by these different personas, and that's what they are. So when you see these man-hating women who you're scratching your head because they have boyfriends and they have husbands and they have kids, or you see these body positivity influencers and suddenly they have a personal trainer, or you see these leftists and they're dating a white person, or they in fact have a lot of money even though they're claiming to be socialists. We can sort of see the fabric of social media rip open to expose the true lives of human beings and how we actually are. And what I feel really bad about in this entire situation is not that she's changed her mind, because we all should be open to changing our minds. We all should be open to shifting and taking on new ideas and committing ourselves to our own prosperity, which is what she seems to have done here. But she shouldn't be doubling down on the ideas that she shared prior with this now change in her life. And it really irks me that people have listened to her, and I guess so deeply they believe that they've chosen not to be married and chosen not to be in long-term relationships. Now, the burden of that does lie on the person who consumes social media content and thought, I'm going to listen to this girl on TikTok rather than my heart, rather than what's happening in my life, and rather than, you know.
And this is why I say the nuance. You know what's happening in your life. You know what's going on. You know the person that you're with. You know how they are. We don't. Well, I'm just a guy on the internet. I don't know these things. I just generalize things for you, because those are the best advice we can give, because we don't know your personal lives. This is why generalization is so good, because it works for most people.
The logic of where I'm at in reality. And that's sad, but that's what's happening online. So she should maybe speak to the fact that a lot of the advice that she was giving to women was completely misguided, instead of now saying,
oh, well, my discernment's really good. I can pick a good man. It's because of my man hating that I can pick a good man. And it's because of the current situation that this man has me, and after 9 months, that I'm willing to sign my entire life off to him, which is something that I completely shoved aside until you guys do the same too.
Yikes. Okay. And guess what? We're going to see this happen over and over and over and over and over again, because each of these creators that we're seeing online has sort of developed a niche. They fall deeper into that niche based off of the response that they get on social media. And life is not built for niches. Life is built for nuance. So that's why she's engaged to be married. And that's why a lot of the people who follow her aren't. Oh, gosh. Okay. All I can say is, maybe when you see somebody who's really cemented in an identity or an idea, question that and think about how they got there. Think about whether or not it's a coping mechanism for maybe wanting something else. Think about whether or not deep down they are driven by some other thing that's happening in their lives. And maybe we don't allow social media personas to dictate what we do with our lives, because that's the saddest part here. The people who aren't in relationships or let go of relationships because of what this girl had to say, because look at her now. Oh, guys, those are my thoughts.
This is why it's important who you listen to, who you consume from. You know, I tell you guys to listen to everybody's advice, but you don't have to take everybody's advice. You watch the content, you see, you observe them. You don't have to take everything that they say. You know, you don't have to take everything I say. Sometimes I have stupid takes. Trust me, you guys correct them all the time. But, you know, find someone that you genuinely wants better for you guys. Like, I don't know. Like, I want genuinely better for most men out there, because life is hard. Life is hard as a man. Life is hard as a woman too, I'm sure. You know, but everybody has to work hard to better their own lives. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.